Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to a Hood, Outlaws and Legends video. Today I'm going to take a look at this game. I'm really hyped for this one. If you love the idea of team versus team combat while you're trying a heist and stealing loot from medieval settings, then this is the game for you. I'm going to go over all the details, everything you need to know. So please leave me a like, make sure you subscribe for the best in open world and survival games, news, guides and opinion, and let me go through everything you need to know about Hood, Outlaws and Legends. Hood, Outlaws and Legends is going to be available on the PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1 and PC on Steam and the Epic Games Store. It's going to be crossplay. Now at the moment the crossplay doesn't technically mean you can play with your friends on different platforms. It just means that the pool of players is going to be large. You'll be able to always find a game because it's going to be open to everyone. In the future they are hoping to find some way that they can add so you can actually play with your friends on different consoles in a team. But at the moment I didn't want to worry or fuss over trying to create counts that would go across all the systems. They're going to work on this and see if it is something players really want after the launch, but it won't be there definitely at the start. Hood uses dedicated servers, so you won't have to worry too much about lag or peer-to-peer connections. They have servers all over the world, and if you really don't want to play with players on PC or Xbox or PlayStation, you can opt out of the cross-platform matchmaking. Now the world and lore is of course based on England's Robin Hood, which is a myth. Although there were some real life Robin Hoods, they weren't actually doing some of the stuff it's led to believe. It kind of overblown proportions. But the general premise is that you're robbing the rich to give to the poor, and in this instance they've twisted it around a little bit more. You are up against the state, which consists of all these enemy guards and the sheriff, who pretty much have England under its iron rule. There's even an element of extra supernatural, so don't expect it to take beat for beat some of the mythos of Robin Hood that you might have known from the past. To spice things up, you will have opposite team trying to also get the loot, which is situated in many different types of vaults and hard to reach places. At any other time, the team can try taking you out and taking loot for themselves, or they may be waiting for you to make your escape off the map. If you've ever played games like Hunt, Showdown, or maybe even a little bit of Escape from Tarkov, you might get the idea. Now there is a PVE mode. While it isn't a single player offline game, it definitely offers something for you and your friends just to practice or get good. They'll have maps and modes where you won't have an enemy team and it's just about you taking on the state, the NPC controlled enemies. Effectively it is a training mode, but it will give you the option to really learn stuff so you're not getting owned by online players at all times. It is going to be a pretty tough game. There is going to be limited respawns by the looks of things. You might not even be able to do that. They took lots of info from their closed betas and they found that players really preferred the idea of all or nothing. I'm sure that will be changed maybe post-launch. Maybe they'll end up having different types of game modes. You'll be able to play with 3 of your friends, but custom lobbies where you can go against more of your friends won't be a thing for a while, but they are hoping to add that in the future. If you're really competitive, they are looking at a ranked mode, but again, it all just depends on how the game fares when it launches. There is, however, skill-based matchmaking going on, so don't worry, you shouldn't be hopefully be running up against players overpowered or underpowered. Now your team will consist of 4 unique character classes, but it doesn't mean you all have to only choose one of them. If you all want to be the Robin Hood Ranger class, you can do. It's all up to you. So expect some definite metas based around certain classes, and hopefully you can find the right team balance to complement each other. Now I've got a separate video going over the classes in a little bit more detail, but effectively you've got 4 pretty traditional ones going on. The Brawler is designed to take out a big amount of enemies, really close up, really melee focused, using a huge hammer and definitely going to be taking out the crowds. The Hunter is pretty much the assassin class, getting up close and being pretty lethal with a variety of different weapons, but also still pretty tasty at range. This is definitely maybe a little bit more like an assassin class. The Ranger is your true sniper, and this is one that you'll be using all sorts of explosive arrows and flashbangs to get past enemies really quickly. Then you've got the Mystic class. This guy is going to be using these powers to help you find out where enemies are, as well as bring them down with its poisonous smoke bombs. They've got plans to add another legendary class in the future, so expect that in the next few months after launch. Your number one objective in the game is to steal the loot, and to do that you're going to have to get the key from this big bad boy. The sheriff will hold the key and the location of the vault. Now he's a pretty tough character, one hit and you're going to be brown bread, so you're going to have to think of different ways to take him out together, or hopefully steal the key before he even realises. Once you've got the key and once you've found the vault, you still need to get past all the guards, get the loot out, hopefully of the vault, and then try and get it off the map. And this is probably where you're going to be the most dangerous and the most open to other players trying to take it. But not only that, the sheriff, if you haven't already killed him, will be back to try and hunt you down as well. Each character class has got its own perks and specializations, and each one has its own unique throwable. Whether or not it's a poisonous gas cloud or flashbangs, you'll all be able to help yourselves out of certain situations. You also got ultimate abilities. The Robin Ranger character has got explosive arrows to take down tanky players or a big group of enemies. The Mystic has got a ability to heal everyone around you, so definitely will be more of a support class. It may be a good idea to always have John the Brawler in your team, as he can actually carry the chest the fastest, and he can also open up the portcullises that you'll come across. Once you've got the loot, you then have to choose a location for you to try and escape to. It's not as simple as just walking off the map though. Once you get to the certain zone, you're going to have to actually winch the treasure off, and that will be quicker if you have 2 players doing it. So coordination and teamwork is vital. It looks like it's going to be 5 unique locations to start with more coming in later seasons. Places like the graveyard, the marshlands, the citadel, the coastal towns, and an outpost. Learning the best infiltration and extraction points of these maps is going to be crucial, and working out exactly where the guards will be trolling. As you get more loot, as you get more treasure, you'll get XP and you'll learn gold. This is how you can unlock brand new perks, new outfits and weapon skins. There's going to be plenty of free content coming, but there is also lots of Battle Pass content too, and this is all cosmetics. They're actually planning 3 different seasons, and over each season there'll be a separate Battle Pass for each one. Each Battle Pass will offer outfits, weapon skins and new banners, but never any paid to win. You won't get any advantages through any of this stuff. And you can buy these Battle Passes separately or get all of them in a year 1 edition of the game. The free content that's coming for everyone, well, that's pretty good as well. In the first season, they're going to be offering a brand new map called The Mountain. They're having a brand new game mode, and they're going to have seasonal events. Season 1, they're calling a new character forth, plus lots of free cosmetics. Season 2, they're going to be adding more gameplay additions, again more cosmetics, and again more seasonal events. And Season 3, it's more or less the same thing, looking likely to be again more cosmetics and another gameplay addition. So clearly they're going to be supporting this all the way up until the end of the year at least. What I really like about them with their pre-order statuses is that you can buy a pretty cheap version of the game. The base edition comes with 3-day early access, as long as you pre-order now. And the year 1 edition, while about 20 quid more expensive, does come with all them battle passes. But that's it, they're not locking off anything else. Recently, other games I've covered have been pretty stingy and pretty cash grabby in what they've been doing with pre-orders. And Hood, Outlaws and Legends seems pretty fair. I'm not usually down for battle passes and stuff like that, but I've got to say, I like the way they're doing things. They're not locking off anything behind any huge paywalls, and anything they are charging is purely cosmetic. Everyone that pre-orders will also gain a special skins pack. This is the Forest pack as well, and that's pretty cool too. And some other FAQs you need to know. So the price for that base edition is going to be $29.99, and interestingly, it seems to be cheaper on consoles than it is on PC for once. Only a couple of quid. But at the moment, the PlayStation 4 basic edition of the game is £2 cheaper than the PC version. Of course, that may all be different in your region or area. Otherwise, if you're going to stump up some more cash, for $20 more, you're going to get the year 1 edition with access to all them battle passes. They've got no plans for microtransaction. Everything is in the base game in terms of this stuff that you can earn or through them battle passes. If you're on PC, the game will unlock at 1 minute past midnight on Friday. That's based on the universal time of UTC +2. And on consoles, you'll be able to play it on again the same time in your local time. And then the full official launch is on the 10th of May. The download for the game is going to be around 20 GB on PC, 15 GB on PlayStation and Xbox. And Series X and S is a larger amount. It's going to be 30 GB to download. It does look like they've got lots of additions as well for the next gen consoles, so PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S definitely expect 60 FPS and that kind of stuff going on. So I'm always here to deliver the information and some hype before these games come out, but I always try and give you a little bit of reality about what I think about the game without actually trying it out properly. Now, I have actually taken part in a technical test, and I can't talk about it still because it's under NDA, but from the gameplay that's been shown, I really think this is a great looking game. It does remind me a little bit of like the old OG Assassin's Creed multiplayer attempt they tried to put in, and I do worry that there end up being sort of metas where you just don't really play the game how it's meant to. Everyone just rushes, or everyone just becomes the same character, and I would like there to be a reliance on stealth, as we're seeing quite a lot in these game trailers. I really like the idea of actually teamwork and coordinating, and so always that's a bit of a problem for lone gamers, how to play these games with others. And I think just sometimes you've got to just give in and actually talk to your team properly and actually not be a hermit, and that's the challenge I'm going to face. So if they can nail it right and they've got the balance good and it doesn't rely on just one particular way of metagaming it, and maybe you can add a little bit of differences in rushing the objective sometimes or going all out attack, I guess that is part of a game and part of the way to play it, but definitely looks like there's a reliance on stealth more than just all out going in there. I'm really hoping they get the crossplay enabled as quickly as possible. I think that would help as well. And yeah, as long as they can keep adding reasons to progress, maybe some more characters, as I still think only 4 or 5 character classes looks a little bit light. I definitely would like to see more added. And I do hope the maps don't get too repetitive. I'm presuming that when the sheriff reveals the location, that location changes from each match to each match, even if it's only 3 or 4 slots, as long as that's different every time to help give you a bit of a different way. It does look like there's lots of ways to play the game in terms of taking out the enemies. There's lots of little traps that you can set all around, luring enemies to around corners and taking them out stealthily. So I'd be really excited to see someone maybe going all out attack against a team of 4 and seeing them kinds of videos. Who knows, maybe I'll be the one that does that. So yeah, look forward to this one. I haven't done loads of content on it, as we just really have been waiting for it to come out because it is an online game, so there hasn't been as much that I could really talk about. But I am going to be giving this a shot, hopefully on the Sunday of the weekend, the preview weekend, live streaming it for you guys. So make sure you join me then, and if you want to see more guides and videos about it, absolutely like this video. So, until I see you in the world of Hood, Outlaws and Legends, laters.